Welcome back to another episode of Play by Play presented by Win or Lose Sports. Visit us online at winorloseshow.com and on all social media at Win or Lose Show. And make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Like and subscribe on YouTube at Win or Lose Show. This is episode number 29. I'm going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. This is a Dallas Cowboys exclusive episode because football season is here and the Cowboys are just now kind of wrapping up what should have been wrapped up months ago. And the recent comments of Jerry Jones, which these comments really don't surprise me because this is what I've been saying for the last 20 years or so of what should happen with the Cowboys and what can't happen with the Cowboys with Jerry Jones being the head guy or the GM. I don't have a problem with him being owner. He's probably one of the greatest owners in sports history because of the way that he invests in his team. So starting off, CeeDee Lamb finally gets the contract that he wants, $136 million for 4 years. That's $38 million a year, $34 million a year, $38 million signing bonus, $100 million guaranteed, and so that makes him the second highest paid receiver in the league. Which, I mean, that should have been done. He's worked hard for that. He deserves it. And he's the number one receiver in the league. He is the reason why the Cowboys can stay consistent on offense. He's the reason why Dak can stay consistent on offense and throw 39 touchdown passes last year, second in voting in the MVP race. So CeeDee Lamb deserves that. Now, what's going to happen during the season is a different story. Because to me, the Cowboys have all the right pieces in place, and they're still not done. Obviously, they have a meeting today with Dalvin Cook, which will be a great signing because we need another solid back. Because I don't think Ezekiel Elliott at his age can produce what needs to be produced on the running game for the offense to be a success. When I say success, that means that we can depend on the running game when we don't have to pass the ball 40 times a game. Not that Dak can't throw the ball 40 times a game, but do we want Dak throwing the ball 40 times a game? No, we don't. We want the other part of the offense to produce. We want the running game to produce touchdowns, not just yardage, but touchdowns. So that the whole boatload of scoring doesn't have to depend on Dak's arm or on CeeDee's legs or on the defense. Because now that Deron Bland is out for 6 to 8 weeks, we do have Diggs back, but is he going to be in shape for the season? Is he going to be in in-season shape? Probably not, because he hasn't played a game in well over a year. So where are the Cowboys going to stand? Where are we going to be? How are we going to produce throughout the year? That question is a broad question because, like I said, we have the weapons on offense. We have the running game. Not just Ezekiel Elliott. We still have Dottle. We still have Davis in the backfield. They're decent backs who can come in a game and run the ball, right? We still have CeeDee Lamb. We still have a decent quarterback. We still have tight ends who can catch and block. We still have a nice defense. We still have Michael Parsons. We still have DeMarcus Lawrence. We still have other weapons to produce on both ends of the ball. We still have Turpin who can run the ball back on the kickoff, right? We still have a great kicker in Aubrey who can kick the ball at least 60 yards. But the situation with the Cowboys is we have an owner who believes that he is the best man for the general manager's job. That means you make all the decisions in drafting, trades, signings, coach signings, and hiring, firing. You have the decision to make on who to sign on the offseason, what trades needs to be made. The problem is he thinks that he is the best man for the job when clearly he is not. When clearly, as Cowboys fans throughout the years, we complain every offseason that what is going on with the Cowboys. And when he says we're all in, and Cowboy fans are saying, okay, what are we doing? What are we doing? If we're all in, what are we doing? We let running backs get signed by other teams. We let other receivers get signed by other teams. We let great defensive players get signed by other teams, and we're not making any movements at all. It's not like we want to trade away players, but we want to bring in other players to make our team even better. Because if our team did not win the Super Bowl last year, which we didn't, we haven't in 28 years. In 30 years, and it'll be 30 years in 95. So next year it's 29 years. So if we did not win the Super Bowl last year, what are we doing to make our team better so we can win the Super Bowl? Or are you saying that our team is good enough, but the coaching wasn't good enough? What are you saying? Because even though we didn't make a player change, you still didn't make a coaching change. So if you didn't make a coaching change, you didn't make a player change, what are we doing to make our team better? If you're saying we're all in about making the Cowboys better and having a better record next year, what are we doing to make that team better? We didn't do much at all. So as a GM, as an owner, I can see you doing, okay, you can stand by and watch what's going on. But as a GM, we want to see player movement. We want to see signings. We want to see an increase in talent on our team. And we haven't seen that. As a GM, we want to see you bring in a coach that's going to be solid as the coach as a person that they are, a solid coach as the coach that they are, and demand discipline and respect from the players. Not that the players don't respect Mike McCarthy. I don't know what goes on in the locker room, but you can kind of see it on the field when you see false starts and holding penalties and after the play penalties when players want to get all hyped up and get an unnecessary roughness, any kind of stupid penalty like that shows a lack of discipline from the coach. And you see that year after year after year, especially with Mike McCarthy as head coach. You saw it with Jason Garrett a little bit, but more often when Mike McCarthy became head coach, because it's like they don't respect him or they don't respect his voice as a disciplinarian. And a lack of discipline on the football field can cost you game after game after game. Games that you should win, close games that you should win, that you will end up losing because of a penalty. Or games that you would lose because no one is doing their assignment on defense. No one is doing their assignment on offense. And the team is just not focused and ready because the coach did not have them focused and ready. And I talked about this before with Dak Prescott. He's a good quarterback. 39 touchdown passes last year from the regular season and the playoffs. And, he has a great arm. He has great legs. But the problem is he doesn't have the confidence from his coach to say that he is that guy. Some players don't need that. Some players can go out there and be the guy, be the best player on the field without the coach having to tell him, hey, you are that guy. You are the best player on the field. But then there are other players who might need that push and say, hey, you go out there, you can dominate this game. Focus on what you need to focus on. Get through your task, A, B, C, D, and you can win this game. You are that guy. I have the confidence in you for you to win this game for us, Dak. Some players need that. Some players need a coach to say, hey, remember, you got to do A, then do B, then do C. After that, it's all yours. You can do what you got to do to win this game. Some players need that motivation. Some players need that construction. Some players need that instruction before every play or before, every set of downs. Some players need that. But then some players that like maybe Tom Brady didn't need that. Maybe Tom Brady can go out there because he was smart enough, or he did have that over the first few years of his career. And then it was engraved in him, embedded in his system to say, okay, I remember coach told me A, B, C, D. Now I can just go out there and do that. Dak, I think, needs hands-on coaching because he's not a supernatural talent. He's not a Patrick Mahomes. He's not a Tom Brady with the field vision. Not that Tom Brady was a great athlete, but he had great field vision and a good arm. Patrick Mahomes has great field vision, great legs, and a good arm. Lamar Jackson has great legs, a nice arm, and he has some field vision. Okay, field vision. Dak has good legs, a great arm, and his field vision is not that great. It's okay, but it's not that great. But you have to tell him, remind him, hey, remember A, B, C, D. Go through these progressions first before you throw the ball, because it can get picked off. We know this, Dak. So he might need this guidance. I think Mike McCarthy is the type of coach to say, all right, Dak, you're doing a great job. I know you threw in 3 interceptions last week, but you're doing great. Just, get over it, forget it, and go on to the next play. No, that don't work for everybody. Sometimes you have to sit them down and say, hey, we got to focus here. This is our game. You can't let this go away. This is, you got to pull it together. We dependent on you. Pull it together. Remember ABC. Go out there and you fight to win this game. We can't let this go. Some people need a different type of coaching. Some people need a different type of teaching. Some people need a different type of they learn differently than other people, or they're motivated differently than other people. And it takes a good coach to know what player needs a certain kind of coaching, or how to coach each individual player differently. How to manage these different personalities differently, because you can't manage them all the same. These are grown men who come up from different areas of life, different walks of life, who were brought up differently, who a lot of them were superstars on their team. And then when they come to the NFL, they were superstars on their high school team, and maybe a superstar the second superstar on their college team. And then when they come pro, they are the fourth guy or the second best guy. And they don't have that. They lose the motivation that they had in high school and in college. So now you have to be a coach and say, hey, you're still that guy. We just need you to play this role right now. And the same with the NBA. These guys are number one guys on their team most of the time, especially in the NBA, because the league is so much smarter than the NFL when it comes to the players on the team. You got 55 players on a football team and 15 players on a basketball team. So these guys in the NBA who are number one on their team in high school, AAU, in college, then when they come pro, they're the second or fourth best guy on their team. So now they have this thing like, okay, what am I doing here? What's my role now? And it's up to the coach to say, hey, this is your role now. I know you were the best player on your team at the time, but now your role is to support the best player on this team. You're a great shooter, so we're going to place you. You're going to be a shooter. You're going to come off picks and shoot the ball. That's what you're going to do. You're a great rebounder. Okay, so we need you to box out and rebound. You're a great passer. We're going to put you at the point position instead of the 2 position because we have a guy who can shoot, but you can pass the ball. You can handle the ball great. So now you got to be the ball handler and the distributor. So it's up to the guy. It's up to the coach to say, hey, manage these personalities. Get the guys motivated to play the role that they need to play in these games. It's up to Mike McCarthy to say, hey, we don't need everybody to be a superstar. We don't need everybody to be our savior. We need everybody to play the role that they are assigned at the time of the game, because some players are assigned different roles each game. He might be on special teams one game, running kickbacks or blocking. The next game he could be a slot receiver. Right? So it's up to the coach to say, hey, I need everybody's attention. I need you all to be on the same page, and we're going out to win these games. We're not going out to get individual stats. We're not going out to get individual awards. We're going out to win these games. And we're going to do everything, whatever it takes, everything it takes for everyone to be on the same page and to win. I got to get Dak ready for these defenses. That means we got to sit down and watch film and dissect what we did wrong last year, what we did wrong in the last few years, and how we can correct it and become a better quarterback, a better offense, and a better team overall. Now we have a new defensive coordinator and Mike Zimmer. So it's up to Mike Zimmer to say, hey, guys, I know you had Dan Quinn last few years, but I'm the new sheriff in town. And I know Mike Zimmer is a tough guy. I'm sure he'll have the defense motivated. I'm not even worried about that. What I'm worried about is Jerry Jones keeping a hold of Mike McCarthy, who's a very soft disciplinarian, if at all a disciplinarian, but he's a soft-spoken coach. When we want the old school Tom Landry, hard-nosed, Super Bowl winning coaches that we had over the year before from 96 back, right? Even Barry Switzer was okay, even though he inherited the team from Jimmy Johnson. But, we want the Jimmy Johnson, Tom Landry type of coach who's motivating, hard-nosed, but he still can be a friend to you at the same time. It's like Jerry Jones does not want to hire that type of coach because that coach wants more control of his team, because that is the coach's team. It's not the GM's team. The GM is just managing. He's a general manager. Like, I'm a manage here, manage there. I'm a general guy who just makes sure everything's taken care of. The coach coaches the team because that's his team. He hires the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator, all the linebacker coaches, the DB coaches, the wide receiver, the quarterback coach, the H-back coach. He hires all these guys because he's the head coach. He's the head guy in town. Jerry Jones doesn't want that. He wants a guy that's going to say, hey, Jerry, what do you need me to do? And this is what I need you to do. I need you to go back here and not fire Dak and be nice to him. And I want you to go out here and clap your hands on the sideline and do everything I tell you to do on the sideline. Just make sure you don't talk to this person and make sure you get all your ducks in a row and we're good. Make sure all the T-shirts and jerseys are selling. I know that's not your job, but but that's what Jerry wants, a yes man who's going to do everything that Jerry tells him to do, instead of a guy like who we could have hired, Sean Payton, who we could have hired, Bill Belichick. These guys are solid head coaches who knows how to run a football team, who knows how to run a winning Super Bowl football team. Because between the time of the last Cowboys Super Bowl and now, Sean Payton and Bill Belichick has won Super Bowls, multiple Super Bowls. So what are we doing? Who do we want? Who is a Cowboys organization? What do we want to do? Do we want to make money? Yes, of course we want to make money. Every organization wants to make money, whether it's in sports or not in sports. Every organization wants to make money. But on top of making money, don't we want to satisfy our fans and win? Not just win in the regular season, because our coach, who believes that winning in the regular season is more important, because of his last statement saying that, we worried about winning game to game. Of course we worried about winning game to game. We won 12 games over the last 3 or 4 years, right? So we've been doing that. But what we want to do is win in the playoffs. We want to win in the playoffs and go beyond the first round. We want to go beyond the divisional playoff round. We want to go to the NFC Championship and win and go to the Super Bowl. That is our goal. That is our goal as fans. That's been our goal as fans. That should be the goal as a team. It seemed like the organization and the coaching, that's not the goal. The goal is just to have the fans satisfied minimally. To say, hey, we signed Dak to a contract. Okay, now we just signed CeeDee Lamb to a contract. We got Micah Parsons. We got Zach Martin. Now we brought Ezekiel back. Like what? Like aren't you happy? Like, no, we're not happy. We're okay. We're not even satisfied at this point. What we want to do is win the important games. I don't care if we go 10-7 and make the playoffs and win 2 playoff games, I'll be happy. But if we go 13-3, 12-4, and go to the playoffs and lose in the first round, unsatisfactory. I don't care. I don't care what the regular season record is. Regular season means nothing. What means the most is going past the obstacles that we went past over the last 30 years, and making it to the NFC Championship and advancing to the Super Bowl. That should be the goal of the organization. That is the goal that the fans want. We just want to be happy as Cowboys fans. I'm sorry. That's what we want. That's it. Thanks for watching this episode of Play by Play. That was my Cowboys rant. I could have went on and on actually for another hour and a half, but I can't do it. It's tiresome. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube at Win or Lose Show, and on all social media at Win or Lose Show, and visit us online at Win or Lose, www.winorloseshow.com. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.